Sige.
Ito ang Broad Stream Cast Communicators, ang naiba at kakaibang plataforma sa digital broadcast. Mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao hanggang sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Broad Stream Cast Communicators, ang sandigan ng sambayanan mula sa walang labis at walang kulang na pagbabalita, paglilingkod, maglalahad ng mga mapagbuong komentaryo at usaping pambayan para sa kapakanan ng karamihan. Broad Stream Cast Communicators, tuwirang maglilingkod ngayon hanggang sa susunod na henerasyon. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techiemommy, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hi, hello, good morning. Happy Tuesday everyone. Pasensya po, yesterday I was not here. Absent po tayo because I was medyo a little bit under the weather. I still actually feel a little bit woozy na medyo dizzy, tsaka talaga po upset stomach. Acid reflux and all those things. I don't know. But I feel like throwing up. Pasensya na po, excuse me, pardon my expression. Pero yun po, I don't feel very good. Pero of course, the good news is of course my leg, my total knee replaced leg is getting better. Kaya lang po, yun po, naglakad po ako sa mall ng isang araw. Medyo siguro na puwersa kasi sumakit. Yesterday, my legs were hurting so much. I really can't be walking muna for long periods of time. Siguro, unti-unti lang. Pero, nakakalakad na po ako. Okay? Truth be told, I am able to walk without a cane. No? Pero syempre, ang saklay ko yung aking butihing partner na si Jenny Lacok. Siya po ang kaakibat ko sa paglalakad ko. But anyway, my partner. But happy Tuesday everyone. What are we going to talk about today? Of course, unang-una po, no, gusto kong ito, tingnan nyo to. Mamaya, sige, ito isa-isahin natin. Ayan, ito. This is, because this is really, here in the Philippines, prevalent po itong isabong, no? Wala nung nagkaroon ng bago nagka-pandemic, na uso-uso na itong isabong na to. Pero lalo siyang parang nag-proliferate nitong pandemic situation for some reason, right? And din na nga itong mga controversy about isabong are those missing sabongeros na nawawala at hinahanap ng mga pamilya nila na sinasalvage daw na napupulot na lang sa kung saan tabing daan na patay na. Well, of course, it's good news for the mga naapektuhan ng mga nagsasabong at sugarol sa isabong, pero doon sa mga business owners, hindi. At saka mga ibang mga ginagawa nilang business ang sugal. Ito pong, I have some bit of news, okay, mula sa ating Pangulo, Duterte to end isabong, okay? After defending isabong as an activity which generates millions of revenue, okay? For the government, totoo naman kasi, yun ang doon, nakakatulong sa economy. Every month, President Rodrigo Duterte said that he is putting an end to it, citing its social impact on Filipinos. Kasi totoo naman talaga. I, for one, have experienced that here in Pampanga. My gosh. Diba, ang dami-dami ng mga isabong na Sabong Express, yung mga parang mga franchise ng sabungan na computerized, na nagbukasan, right? Bukas-sara. At I experienced na rin po actual experience of people who are really got so into it na addicted na sa pagsasabong na yan. Hindi po yung aking immediate family, no? Hindi po ang aking partner, pero somewhere close to them, no? Somebody close, no? May kakilala talaga na sobrang na, what do you call this? What's that Tagalog term? Lulong? Or so much addicted into this playing of e-sabong or electronic sabong na ang kanyang kulang na lang yung daw the very close sa likod niya ay isanda niya para makapagsamong. Pero itong taong to, I've seen how they've become gamblers and how they've become addicted to it na pinangungutang na lahat, sinasanda lahat para lang makapagsabong. Because you can earn big money, yes, but you also lose big money. Ganun naman yung sugal, di ba? Bago ka makanalo ng you have to invest in money as well. Kaya yung mga casino, di ba, win-win eh. Most of the time, win-lose. Pero pag nanalo yung mga one-time, big-time, that's very few and far between. You really have to invest some money into it bago ka manalo ka ng malaki, di ba? So, in his recorded Talk to the People aired Tuesday, Duterte said he is following the recommendation of Department of the Interior and Local Government DILG Chief Eduardo Año. The recommendation of Secretary Año is to do away with e-sabong, and he cited the validation report coming from all sources. So it's his recommendation, and I agree with it, and it's good. So e-sabong will end by tonight or bukas daw, sabi niya. Kagabi yun. Lalabas ito bukas. This will come out tomorrow, sabi ni Duterte, okay? He explained that he earlier ordered Año to conduct a survey on the social impacts of e-sabong on Filipinos. Duterte said Año's findings confirmed what he has been hearing, okay? May naririnig ako, loud and clear, okay? To me, that it was working against our values at saka yung impact sa pamilya, pati sa mga tao. Totoo naman, pamilya nasisira, nawawasak dahil sa mga nagsasabong. Ang labas, hindi na natutulog yung mga sabongera. 24 hours na. That was the first objection that I've heard from somebody. That it was coming from a congressman na sobra na ito. Okay? Talaga namang sumobra na. Kaya sabi nila talaga, dapat na yan talagang tanggalin, di ba? Kasi hindi na tama eh. I've been hearing the message, it's loud and very clear. Kasi talaga naman. Di ba po, recently trending here in the news in the Philippines are those missing sabongeros, really. Because we can't find them. You cannot find them. Talagang, you can't find them. Biglang nahanap na lang sila sa isang ditch na patay na. Yung mga hindi umuwi sa bahay, nahanap ng mga pamilya nila. Okay? So, e-sabong or the placing of online bets during live cockfighting games is being regulated by the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, or PAGCOR. The e-sabong industry generates 640 million a month, okay? A month po ito in revenues for the government, okay? Kaya naman pala, di ba, sinuport. Pero kasi nga, sa mga nangyayaring anomalya, may mga namamatay pa, yung presidente, inisip na niya itigil ito. The e-sabong industry generates 640 million na kasi, okay? The Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs has held 4 hearings on the disappearances, of more than 30 individuals reportedly linked to e-sabong activities. In February 2022, okay, the panel issued a resolution urging PAGCOR to suspend all the licenses of e-sabong operators until they find an acceptable conclusion to the missing people. Kasi hindi na po nakakatuwa. Buti kala mo lang may nawawala, isa, pero hindi. Dumadami ng dumami yung nawawalang mga sabongero. Parang hindi na sila umuwi sa bahay, tapos hindi na makita kung nasaan. So, iniisip talaga parang may mga pumapatay o sindikatong yung mga pagka nagkakaroon ng malaking utang siguro, na salvage na lang. But the palace, in a memorandum issued in March, however, allowed isabong to continue but ordered the National Police Force and the National Bureau of Investigation to investigate the disappearances of the sabongeros. Okay? So ayan po, meron na po nag-iimbestiga nun as we speak kasi talaga po hanggang ngayon po ayan talaga ang issue dyan. Yung mga nawawalang sabongero na hindi na umuwi sa kanilang mga tahanan, right? So better has to have separate regulator for isabong. The Senate panel wants to suspend kasi isabong operations hanggat hindi na re-resolve yung disappearances, di ba? Kasi noon po yung Senate panel was moving to urge the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corp, yung PAGCOR, to suspend isabong noon pa. Habang kasi because of the disappearances of 31 people, okay? 31 people allegedly involved in the online cockfighting games, which is now a 50 billion peso industry. The magnitude of what has happened, of what is transpiring in the light of these and the continuing investigation, they wanted to appeal to the Committee on Public Order issued sa PubCor to suspend all the licenses of the isabong operators until they find an acceptable conclusion to what is happening to those 31 missing personalities. At yan pong pinaglalaban ni ating Senate President Vicente Tito Soto, si Tito Sen. Okay? Kaya po, tingnan natin kung anong mangyayari kung totoo pong ipapas na ni Presidente Duterte na isara na itong mga isabong. Senator Francisco Tolentino also suggested for the resolution to call for the temporary removal of the isabong payment system on GCash. Talaga, kasi ngayon, doon sila tumataya-taya sa GCash. Diyos ko. Pero syempre, tuwan-tuwa naman yung GCash doon. Ang dami transactions. Pero totoo, ginawa nilang yung GCash ang bayaran at singilan ng pagkuha ng pera sa sabong, sa isabong. In fact, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, who chairs the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, ordered the panel's secretary to prepare the resolution. Resolutions express the collective sentiment of a body about a certain issue or event. Okay, if the PAGCOR suspends all isabong operations, okay, 7 licensed companies stand to be affected. Ito po yung mga nagpapa-isabong ng mga companies, no? Kapag sinuspend, sila yung maapektuhan. Belvedere Vista Corporation, which owns the Sabong Express. Ayan po yung mga Sabong Express franchise. Lucky 8 Star Quest Inc., which owns Pitmasters Live. Visayas Cockers Club Inc., which owns Sabong International Philippines. Jane Entertainment and Gaming Technologies Inc., which owns Jade Sabong. Nuin Cockers Alliance Gaming Corporation, which owns NCA. Philippine Cockfighting International Inc., which owns Platinum Cockers Club, and Golden Buzzer Inc., which owns Baguisa. The latest count shows that 31 people reportedly involved in isabong operations went missing. The earliest reported disappearance of 4 individuals took place in April 2021 pa. Okay? Last year pa po yun. 1 year ago na. The latest one were 6 people. Okay? Where ito po, kinidnap po ito, dinukot po itong 6 na tao na to, which happened this year in January 13, 2022. The PAGCOR official present at the event, Diane Erica Jogna, said they are okay with the Senate's resolution. As guided by our top management, we are okay with suspending the operations and we will also seek approval po from the Office of the President. Hogno, who is the acting assistant vice president of the PAGCOR's isabong department. Okay? PAGCOR is in charge of regulating isabong according to the Office of the Solicitor General and Department of Justice. Online sabong refers to remote wagering of bets in live cockfighting events or those streamed live from the cockpit arenas. Meanwhile, local government units are in charge of regulating live cockfighting events. Industry data shows that isabong is a 50 billion peso industry. It employs 385,000 employees, with many working as farm workers and cockpit personnel. During the hearing, Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson, a former Philippine National Police PNP chief, said these cases of the missing isabong aficionados are a big challenge to the police and law enforcement community. Failing to resolve these cases will be a big slap or an embarrassment to the PNP as well, he said. Okay? So that is my take on that isabong. All right? Okay, so nawala na po yun. Let's talk about naman education, no? Let's talk about education here in the Philippines and how everything is. Well, the DepEd is setting guidelines for holding physical end of school year rights kasi marami na pong graduation ceremonies coming up, no? To ensure the safety of learners, okay, their parents, as well as the teachers, okay, as well as the teachers and other school personnel, the Department of Education or DepEd has set guidelines for the conduct of in-person, okay, end of school year, okay, rights. Ito po yung graduation, ano? Okay. In a virtual presser on Thursday po, last Thursday, Education Undersecretary Diosdado San Antonio said that the end of school year 2021-2022 will be on June 24. Ayun pala. Sa June 24 ang ending ng school year na itong 2021-2022. So ang ending po niyan ay June 24 pa, okay? Which is the birthday of my dad, God rest his lovely soul, and also the birthday of Rufo Gutierrez, June 24, and also the birthday of John Villarasa, the father of my child, and also the birthday of John Lloyd. June 24 po talaga may marabot sa akin yan, maraming taong importante sa buhay ko. Ang birthday ay June 24. So anyway, so yun ang sinabi ng Education Undersecretary Diosdado San Antonio na ang end ng school year po ng 2021-2022 will be on June 24 pa. Okay? So yung mga nag-umpisa face-to-face, pwede pa kayong mag-continue mag-face-to-face. Alright? Okay? Following this, schools may hold their EOSY sites for rights for kindergarten, grades 6, 10, and 12, okay, and learners under the alternative learning system from June 27 to July 2, okay? With the implementation of the progressive expansion of in-person classes, explained ni San Antonio that limited face-to-face ceremonies for schools under alert levels 1 and 2 will be allowed. Okay? However, schools must ensure that the guidelines set by the DepEd should be strictly observed and enforced and followed during these EOSY rights. Okay? Okay? Ano ulit yung EOSY? It means ang ibig sabihin po noon ay end of school year. Diba? End of school year, right? Yun lang pala, okay. San Antonio said that a face mask, okay, face mask must be worn throughout the entire event. Yung graduation po, habang nag-graduate, hindi po, kahit na social distancing pa rin po, tsaka nakamaskara pa rin po tayo, okay? Throughout the entire event. And at least a 1 meter safe distance must be observed between individuals, diba? Okay. He added that the participants must be seated at their assigned seats only and that handshake or any other forms of physical contact is totally discouraged. Dapat naman talaga, ha? Hindi pa tayo normal, please. Tapos pa, the parents or one designated guardian shall be permitted to accompany a mover or candidate for graduation. So, only yung parents or isang designated guardian na ang pwedeng allowed na sumama sa graduating na bata. Likewise, San Antonio noted that the schools that are unable to hold in-person end of school year rights or mga graduation are given discretion to broadcast live the virtual end of the school year rights through an appropriate school media platform. Okay? So yun po. For schools that will hold limited in-person mga graduation, okay? San Antonio said that they need to obtain parental consent for learners to attend the face-to-face ceremony, okay? The decision of the parents, he added, must always be taken into consideration by the schools and DepEd. Meanwhile, San Antonio said that limited face-to-face end of school year rights will not be allowed in schools in areas under alert levels 3, 4, and 5. These schools, he said, can hold virtual end of school year ceremonies instead. Okay? Tama naman. Yung mga alert level 3, 4, and 5, dapat lang na yun pa rin. Kagaya last year and the year before, ang graduation is online. Okay? So, June 24 daw ang end ng pasukan, sabi ng DepEd Baby. Okay? He also reminded that only the completers, their parents or guardians, teachers, school officials, and guests should be present during the virtual rites. So, yun na nga, mga parents lang po, saka yung guardian, saka yung school officials, hindi na pwede magsama ng kapatid or kapitbahay or pag nag-graduate, yung magulang lang, okay? Or yung guardian. San Antonio explained that some private schools might be holding their graduation ceremonies or end of school year activities already, okay? Related to this, he reminded that these schools must see to it that the ceremonies will not be used as a political forum by ensuring that these are conducted in a solemn and dignified manner. Right? Okay, all right. Okay, so yun po. That is our take, okay, on the graduation ceremonies po. Of course, ng ating mga kabataan, all right? For this year. Okay? Siyempre, no? Sorry. Pinag-uusapan pa rin sa mundo. Of course, so regarding COVID, of course, our situation is not getting worse. Well, nagdagdag lang ng mga infections, pero ng isang araw, 200 something, pero it's still not as bad as before. And we already know that, syempre, yung surge na yan ay nanggagaling doon sa mga kampanya, pag-gather, kasi nga hindi naman na talaga nagmamaskara, tsaka wala ng social distancing. So we really expect the numbers to rise. But I hope not the death toll naman to rise. Because kasi yung mga iba, feeling nila talaga mas malakas ang loob nila kasi bakunado na sila. But it doesn't give us any reason to be complacent or magpetiks-petiks na lang dyan. Kasi meron pa rin virus. At meron pa rin virus na hindi pa natin alam yung strength at nag-mutate pa rin. So please, let's just keep doing what we've been doing for the past 2 years. Cover your mouth when you go out. With a face mask, okay? And this too shall pass, diba? Oops. Okay? Anyway, with regards to China naman, diba? Ang China naka-lockdown po. Naka-lockdown ang China dahil sa COVID-19. And now, Shanghai residents sent out of the city during COVID crackdown. Okay? Shanghai, China. In the middle of the night, Shanghai resident Lucy said she and her neighbors were forced into buses. Ano ba ito? Para concentration camp yung feeling. And taken hundreds of kilometers away from the lockdown Chinese metropolis to a makeshift quarantine center. Wow. Okay. Most of Shanghai's 25 million residents have been confined to their homes for weeks. Ito ang kinuwarantin ko yung yung town, o yung city, yung kunyari Manila. Ito Shanghai, okay? They were confined to their homes for weeks as the city battles a major COVID outbreak. Hundreds of thousands of virus-positive people have been taken to makeshift facilities as China does not allow them to quarantine at home. But some residents who tested negative told AFP that they were also forced out of their homes and taken to camps outside the city, some hundreds of kilometers away. Ano ba yan? Parang concentration camp, ha? The police told us that there were too many positive cases in our compound, and if we carried on living here, we'd all become infected. Lucy told AFP using only her first name for privacy reasons. So napakarami daw kasi ng cases doon. Sabi nila, we had no choice. She said that the virus-negative group were sent to quarantine the site containing hundreds of single-room prefab cabins in neighboring Ahu province. Okay? So pagdating na lang ng ating mga okay? Saka natin, alright? Diba? Ito kasing sa Shanghai, diba, linockdown po nila yung buong city. tsaka yung travel. Sa China po, ang quarantine is I think 28 days when you get there, but they're actually not open now for travel because of this outbreak ng COVID sa Shanghai. She said the virus-negative group are sent to quarantine site containing hundreds of single-room prefab cabins in neighboring Anhui province, 400 kilometers away, and it was not initially clear where they were going. So itong mga taong to na kinuha sa mga bahay nila kasi hindi sila inalaw mag-quarantine sa bahay, which I think is effective din naman. Kung lalo na kung buong pamilya kayong infected, wala na kayong to each other, no? The police told us there were too many positive cases in our compound, and if we carried on living here, we'd all become infected, said Lucy, okay? Sabi nga niya, we had no choice. Lucy added that she does not know when she can go home. AFP spoke with other Shanghai residents who said healthy virus-negative people in some housing compounds were sent to their other provinces for quarantine. So, one said his neighbors had protested and refused to join. Another from the city's Jing'an district told AFP she was taken along with dozens of people from the residential compound to a single-room quarantine center in Hawaii last year. So yun po, no? Yun po ang nangyayari sa Shanghai. China's relentless pursuit of a zero-COVID policy has left many Shanghai residents chafing under the tight curbs. Okay. Hold on, please. Okay, so that's that about Shanghai. Okay, kasi naman natin. Alright, let's talk about things. Okay, malapit na po ang eleksyon. Here in the Philippines, presidential elections are going to happen on May 9th, which is the day of my birthday. Birthday ko pa sa May 9, lagi naman natatapat sa election. Mother's Day pa, weekend. So, actually, I'm gonna celebrate my birthday in Manila to be with my Manila relatives, my Manila siblings, okay? So anyway, malapit na po ang botohan at May 9, Monday, my birthday. What are the things when nag-text po? What are the things a voter needs to know when going to the precinct? Ano daw kailangan gawin ng boboto? Okay. Preparing for May 9, the day 67.4 million Filipino voters will go to the voting precincts, okay? Whether you're a first-time voter or have voted in many elections, it's still a must to review the do's and don'ts in casting your votes, di ba? Importante din po talaga malaman kung baka mamaya tayo disqualify or something. Kaya, kunyari, ang tanong dito po, nasagot ko na po ito ng isang araw, pero ulitin natin kasi nagtatanong ulit, can you wear your candidate's shirt? Yung mga binibigay na free t-shirt sa inyo, pwede bang suotin? Okay? Can you, out of genuine concern, give the poll watchers hand fans? Na yung mga pamaypay po na may mukha ng kandidato, pwede ba yung ipasa sa election day? Another question, can you distribute some candies or ball pens or bags and other merchandise with a candidate's color or name? Well, okay. Isa-isahin natin ulit yung pwedeng gawin at pwedeng hindi gawin sa election na ito. Alright? Dahil meron na naman sa akin nag-text, nagtatanong. Na-miss kasi yung dating episode. Alright? So, what should a voter wear? Anong pwedeng suotin? Bawal yung mga t-shirt na may mukha ng candidate. Okay? Commission on Elections are Comelec Commissioner George Erwin Garcia, in an interview made last April 20, said that voters should not wear clothes and accessories na may mga pangalan and faces of the candidates. Bawal po yun sa presinto. Ano kayang gagawin sa pag pumunta ka sa pagboto, naka-t-shirt kang ganun, papauwiin ka, I guess, sa bahay para magbihes. So ngayon, sinasabi na natin, para wag kayong mapauwi, kung buboto kayo, do not wear your candidate's t-shirts, okay? Yung mga binigay sa inyong libre, mga what do you call this, pamaypay na may mukha, bawal daw dali. Okay? Okay, so what do you wear? You wear those things na walang ganun, okay? Campaigning po yon, kaya bawal. Iwasan po natin ito. That's campaigning. That is why we are prohibiting this, okay? So do not wear anything that will identify you, okay? although there are no specific guidelines in the COMELEC resolutions regarding a voter's clothing or its color, the resolution prohibits publishing, displaying, or distributing campaign literature or materials designed to support or oppose the election of any candidate. Okay. Tapos, kailan po titigil, kailan titigil? When are we allowed, up to when are we allowed to campaign, di ba? Ayan po. Ang last day po, okay, alright, the Commission on Elections or COMELEC in its resolution number 10730 said it is unlawful, di po tama for any person or any political party or association to engage in an election campaign or partisan political activity on the eve of the election day, meaning May 8 po. Hindi na pwedeng mangampanya. At syempre, doon sa araw ng election, which is May 9, my birthday. So, pwede po. Kaya may mga meeting di avance na po before the May 7 kasi, or May 7, kasi sa May 8 po, bawal na, no? Okay, so, step by step, okay, let's guide you on the thing, alright? Paano sa botohan, okay? After arrival, ito, let's go over it step by step kung paano tayo boboto, kung saan tayo boboto. Ito po ang step-to-step guideline, okay? After arrival at the polling office, pagdating nyo sa presinto kayo boboto, individuals should immediately proceed to the Voters Assistance Desk or VAD to present their identification card or complete name written on a piece of paper. Okay, tandaan nyo ha, susulatin nyo yung pangalan nyo sa isang papel. Okay, ito pa, susunod. Voters should bring their own pens. Oh my God, kailangan dalhin sarili mong ballpen. Okay, if the voter already knows her precinct number, he or she should proceed there. While waiting for one's turn to vote, the voter should go to the holding area located near the voters' designed polling places. Okay. The voter can also opt to wait in line because observing a 1 meter distance from the others in the okay, ay medyo malayo kasi. So, pwede na lang daw mag-wait na sa linya. Pwede naman. After voting, one's finger will be stained with the indelible ink or election ink or yung hindi ba hirap na burahin na ink. Indelible ink yun. Pinalit na sa election ink. So, funny. So, yeah, so you put that, okay? Leave. Tapos, pagkatapos na yun, umalis ka na kaagad doon sa presinto. Okay? Before entering the polling area, a voter must wear a face mask. Okay, mga estudyante ka naman. Okay? Step on a foot bath, okay? Check one's temperature and observe a physical distance of 1 meter when in line with other voters. Okay? So, ayun po, 1 meter distance. Hindi naman nasusunod kasi pag maraming tao na eh. Yun nga dapat natin gawin, sundin, okay? Okay, so those are the do's, and now we go to the don'ts of this, the don'ts naman tayo. Dali lang. Alright, kanina do's, ngayon don'ts. Okay, unang-una, don't talk to anyone inside the polling area. Bawal. Okay? Number 2, do not take photos of the ballot with a mobile phone or any device. Bawal kunan po yung mga balota. Which is a little bit sad kasi pag na-answeran mo na yon at malis na sa kamay mo or sa site mo, we don't know what they're gonna do with that data, no? Scary. Talaga. I'm not so sure if I like that. Na computerized. Okay? Mabuti pa lang hindi computerized na nabibilang nakahuhuli nila pag nandadaya nagdadagdag. Kasi physically, ito isang click lang. Pwede na magbago everything, right? Right. But anyway, do not take photos of the ballot with a mobile phone or any device. Okay? Do not tear the ballot. Okay? Huwag niyang punitin yung alien scratch paper. Okay? O kung gusto niya humingi kayo ng scratch paper, draft it first before you show it to your dad. Diba? Diba? Dapat muna Hindi mo kasi pwedeng kunan yung balota, right? Tapos huwag mo pupunitin. Do not disrupt the operations of the vote counting machine. Hindi mo, huwag kayong maggugulo doon. Do not put any distinguishing marks. Ayan, bawal ang mga erasure, bawal ang kahit na mancha doon sa mga balota. Siyempre naman. Do not bring the ballot or ballot secrecy folder or marking pens outside the polling area. So, huwag kayong magmamating ng mga ballpen, okay? Do not bring the ballot or ballot secrecy folder or marking pens outside. Hindi niyo pwedeng gawin yun. Ano pa? Do not distribute campaign literature or materials or even hand fans. Bawal. Bawal yun talaga. Sandali lang pala. Tingnan natin pala itong ating mga babatian. Hello. Welcome to the show. Hi there, Miss. Oh my God. Miss Angelica Paz, happy Tuesday. Thank you so much. Na-miss ko kayo kahapon. And hello there, Miss Cynthia Buste. Nakalagay dyan, Miss K. Miss K ba ako? Na-type Miss K. Miss Cynthia Buste, long time no see. Thank you so much, you girls, for always supporting and for joining us. Yung aking Lakap family na nanonood nandito kasi sa Manila, sa Pampanga ngayon si Tita Agnes Lakap yan. But anyway, thank you so much for always supporting us. Angelica Paz, Cynthia Buste, Tita Agnes Lakap, ang mga Lakap family, ang Bautista family, si Jake Elizar, at si Shrey Sharma, my colleague from India, na he's actually in the process of taking his finals. So, yung bata, 19 years old lang yan, nag-aaral pa. So, medyo toxic muna yung kanyang schedule so he could join me, right? He used to join me every Wednesday. But anyway, so going back to what I was saying po, no? Yung mga things that you have to watch out for pag boto, okay? Pag sa araw ng eleksyon. Right? Hindi pwedeng magsuot ng may branding ng mga kandidato, okay? Alright. So those are the things you have to watch out for when you are going to the voting polls, okay? Ano pa? Alright. Okay, let's find some facts here, okay? Hold on, let me just get my graphics out. Gusto itong sa isa mo. Alright, look at this one, okay? Oops! Ano po yan, naghahanda ng aking may bahay at sa buhay at ng aming lunch. Anyway, okay, ito po, some facts or truths nowadays, no, regarding our students. Okay, pasensya na. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Ang girls daw are outperforming boys sa math. Okay, alamin natin kung paano. Girls outperforming boys in math sa Philippine schools. Ito po ang report ng UNESCO. Okay? Girls in the Philippines and 3 other countries do better than boys in mathematics. Okay? Ito ang sinabi ng report by the United Nations. Okay? Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO showed. Okay? A new publication by the UNESCO's Global Education Monitoring Report found that the gender gap favoring boys in early grades is actually disappearing. Okay? The UNESCO report, which was released on April 27, analyzed data in the primary and secondary education of 120 countries. Okay? Some countries even saw girls do better than boys in math. Sabi to ng UN sa isang statement citing UNESCO's report. UNESCO's findings show that boys perform better than girls in mathematics noong araw, in earlier years, okay? However, this gender gap disappears later, okay? The research confirms that the gender gap in learning has closed even the poorest countries, okay? And in some countries, the gap is now reversed, okay? UNESCO said sa isang separate na statement niya, hold on please, pasensya na, napuwing. Nakusalamin na ako, napuwing pa. For example, by grade 8, the gap is in favor of girls in mathematics by 7 percentage points, in Malaysia by 3 points, in Cambodia by 1.7 points, in Congo, and by 1.4 points in the Philippines. Despite this, UNESCO said biases at mga stereotypes are still likely to affect learning outcomes. Bakit? Kasi, di ba, even though the girls catch up in mathematics in upper primary and secondary education, boys are far more likely to be overrepresented among the highest performers in mathematics in all countries. UNESCO pointed out, in middle and high-income countries, girls in secondary school are scoring significantly higher in science. UNESCO, however, said that girls are still less likely to pursue careers in science. So, talaga, this, according to the UN body, indicates that the gender biases could still be obstacles to the pursuit of further education in the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields. So, mas nangangailangan pa rin tayo ng maraming babae sa fields na yan kasi nga kaunti as we speak. Okay, reading. The UNESCO report, meanwhile, found that girls perform even better in reading. Yes. More girls achieve minimum proficiency in reading than boys, it said. It pointed to Saudi Arabia, where UNESCO found the largest gap in primary education, wherein 77% po ng girls achieve minimum proficiency in reading. Okay? Higher than the 51% of boys who are able to do so. Yan po ang stats niyan. Meanwhile naman po, sa Thailand, girls in Thailand naman outperform boys in reading by 18 percentage points, in the Dominican Republic by 11 points, and 10 points in Morocco, according to UNESCO. Even in countries where girls and boys are at the same level in reading in the early grades, as in Lithuania and Norway, the gap in favor of girls rises to roughly 15 percentage points by age 15. Okay? Dali lang po. Let's give way to some questions. Of course, people, please feel free po to jump in, ask questions. Or at the same time, please, if you're not on board and online with us, I suggest please you email me at techiemommy@gmail.com, or you send me messages through my messenger and also through my Facebook, okay? I'm JC Bautista on Facebook. So yeah, yun na po, nabigyan na natin yung guidelines sa pagboto kung ano yung susuotin. Hindi nyo dapat suotin, ha? Alright? Okay na tayo doon. Alright. Okay, so those who missed this episode, or those who will miss this episode, please go to our YouTube channel, because we do have one. The Broad Stream Cast Communicators YouTube channel has all our archived work for our there. From isabong to whatever. Let me just fix this. Okay, there you go. Alright, so yun nga, yung question na yan, paano babalikan yung mga na-miss na episodes? Go to YouTube po. That's where all our broadcasts are archived in the Broad Stream Cast Communicators page, alright? Okay, so moving right along of my test na yung status nowadays na education, mas high tayo. Yung sa girls, ha? Sa mga subjects na na-mention ko kanina. Anyway, nagahang naman yung computer ko. So now my computer crashed. Oh. Wait a minute, I'm so sorry. My computer is crashing one by one. What happened? Okay. All right. Something happened here. But anyway, so my Facebook page is now not opening, so I can't see myself. But, okay, let's go back now to, social media naman po tayo. Okay? There are a handful of truth talkers count on public pushback. Anong ibig sabihin? Alright. As soon as Vice President Leni Robredo hit the hustings and ito po yung, nabubulol ako. Yung pagkakampanya po, di ba? Kasi ang daming mga fake news na lumabas yun. Pinag-usapan na natin yun na yung itong tungkol sa mga fake news, fake memes, yung nangyayari. May mga short videos pa taken during yung proclamation rally noong February 8, viewed by hundreds of thousands of times on Facebook sa TikTok, a popular entertainment platform among the youth, contained altered audio that made it sound like her audience was chanting BBM in support of her main rival, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Yan po kasi nangyayari sa social media, yung mga TikTok, mga Facebook live stream, na-alter na rin kasi yun, no? Okay? They can get the video tapos alter nila, ipopost nila ulit. Yan ang ginagawa ng mga hackers o yung mga hinahire ng mga troll, no? Or stalker, whatever. Okay? In another misleading TikTok video kasi, Robredo was accused of cheating during the CNN Philippines presidential debate because she appeared to be checking notes while answering a question about the West Philippine Sea. In fact, they were notes she had taken during the debate, not código or cheat sheets. Okay? Ano nga yung notes niya on the debate? These are the kinds of video content that Hannah Barantes, a corporate lawyer who does independent fact-checking on TikTok, fears. She fears that short, entertaining, and digestible propaganda based on falsehoods that are swiftly shared without leaving anything to ponder on. Kaya nga, yung mga iba, talaga, fake news, yung iba, stage or ginawa lang nila para mapanira, lalo na itong kampanya na to. With only a handful of legitimate fact-checkers in the media industry, disinformation on the platform has become widespread talaga. Lumaganap, nagkalat po ang mga fake news, fake ads, right? Pati videos po na fake na hindi na ho talaga sa galing ng tao ngayon sa technology, lalo na yung mga bata. Kaya nang gawin lahat. Imagine video in the altar. Mga nagbebenta ng mga produkto online. Kunyari, Vicky Bello na product, yung pala hindi. Ginamit lang yung image na. Basta whatever way they can do the video and put the person there. Napakagaling talaga ng technology. Napakaano rin. Di ba? We can make technology work for us or against us. While we aren't yet the majority on the platform, it's satisfying to see real people pushing back against disinformation, okay? It also leads to a ripple effect, okay? Kasi nga, with only a handful of legitimate fact-checkers dito sa media, disinformation on the platform became so kalat, di ba? Independent fact-checkers like Barantes and others, or truth stalkers, parang truth stalkers, as they call themselves, felt complaint to clean up the platform. So, kung hindi pa sila majority, it's satisfying to see na real people are trying to do this. It also leads to a ripple effect naman kasi, or parang domino effect, where former staunch supporters whom we engage become enlightened and shift their position. Kasi ongoing battle ito di ba? Truth stalkers are in constant battle against misinformation and disinformation. Disinformation spreads wrong or misleading information as facts regardless of whether there is intent to deceive. Disinformation is more insidious as it is the deliberate dissemination, okay, or fabricated information to mislead or deceive the public or a certain group. Kaya nga mag-ingat dapat kasi talagang wala Pinaghihirapan to lagi na o pinagdidebatean palagi. Academics are seeing the potential of emerging platforms like TikTok, one of the top apps downloaded in the country last year for sowing disinformation. Hindi naman talaga gusto ko nga investigahan yung TikTok na yan kasi lahat na lang pwedeng gumawa ng TikTok, pati bata, minsan ang lalaswa ng mga itsura ng mga tinitiktok nila A study published by Interviews in December 21 on emerging social media platforms observed misinformation and disinformation on TikTok videos, particularly on COVID-19. Diba? and the upcoming 2022 Philippine general elections, which fairly huge engagements. Ito meron kailangan gawin dyan in a major way. Although it is difficult to discern how extensive the reach of such content is. Okay? So ano naman, Internet News, okay, is an international non-profit organization that supports civil society groups and local media in promoting trustworthy, high-quality news and information. Okay? On larger platforms like Facebook and YouTube, influencers and online celebrities often dictate, okay, the narrative, including false claims and propaganda. Okay? But in TikTok, okay, users and influencers or content creators use what is viral, whether it's trending sound, filter, dance, choreography, or hashtag. University of the Philippines, okay, Samuel Cabal, assistant professor, is one of the authors of the Internet News study. Okay? All right, this is how to manage, okay, to be more visible in the app and thus get more views, engagement, and followers. Engagement is a measure of the number of views, shares, and comments that a TikTok post has generated. Okay? Ngayon naman, hindi na siya gala. Okay, when you think about it, diba? Nakakainis talaga. No, kasi ito, I had my friend just text me before she wanted to remove certain things sa social media or yung mga remarks daw sa kanyang page. I want to think that, when you post something out there, you leave yourself talaga open to a lot of things. And if sharing a match or two, diba, hindi naman yung malaking big deal. Pero kasi ang ano is dyan, yung mga nananakaw na information at ginagawa nila mga sariling meme, making fun or deriding whoever that person is, okay? So, okay, the interview study noted that false or misleading content on this platform were created or engaged with both anonymous and identified. I had the good fortune of listening in nung report ni Francis Cogan ang Facebook. Alright. So, unang-una ulit dito, engagement is a measure of the number of views, shares, and comments sa TikTok. Yung analytics, in other words. So, the internet study noted that false or misleading content on this platform were created or engaged with by both anonymous and identified accounts, okay? Bautista said she makes TikTok videos to explain how laws are interpreted. Pwede naman, creative, no? Some of the content she had seen in similar videos were just pure propaganda with pseudo-intellectuals using legal terms interpreted in a wrong way. Okay, she encountered TikTokers who claimed that the only law which branded the Marcoses' enormous wealth is ill-gotten wealth was the late President Corazon Aquino's Executive Order No. 1, which created the Presidential Commission on Good Government to recover an estimated 10 billion of the family's ill-gotten wealth. How sick was that, don't you think? It's pretty sick, right? They argued that if EO1 was not drafted by Aquino, then the Marcoses' wealth is not ill-gotten. Oh no, not only are they going to be free, they're going to be free to enjoy the money pa nila. Oops, sorry. So Barentes said we have Supreme Court causes that recognize the Marcoses' ill-gotten wealth. Okay. Alright. So yun na po, no? Yun na po yung ating balita tungkol doon. Sa mga TikTok truth talkers, okay? Okay. Hold on a second, children. Alright, so it's almost the end of the line, okay? We will talk about business naman tomorrow. Tomorrow we talk about business, we talk about jobs online, we talk about what we can do in this pandemic situation. We can talk about what we've been doing in this pandemic situation. So my parting words lang, sa Baguio po, nahanap sa Baguio yung BA.212 variant ng virus, okay? They have not been alarmed or alerted, so I'm thinking it must just be one of those days, alright? So, yun po, no? ang Philippine health authorities have detected the first case of the Omicron by a BA.2.1, 2.2 sa Baguio City po na-detect, okay? We were told of this last weekend. She was not required to undergo a routine isolation at the quarantine facility since she was fully vaccinated and arrived asymptomatic. Okay? Kumila namin ang ano. Okay. Anyway, na-detect na itong BA.2.12 variant in saan nakita? Sa Baguio City. Oh. Based on the DOH surveillance system, the new sublineage BA.212 was detected in a 52-year-old Finnish female who arrived from Finland last April 2. She was not required to undergo routine isolation, a quarantine facility since, a quarantine facility since she was fully vaccinated na kasi. So she arrived asymptomatic according to the Department of Health. The case then traveled to a university in Quezon City and then to Baguio City. And wala naman so far because, I have had COVID already, including my fiance and my son. Last year we had it. So it wasn't a field day, but we're survivors, right? Especially me, I got the bad symptoms. I was getting very dizzy and my whole body was achy. But that went to pass. See, I'm already alive again. So, in that note, okay. All right, good job. Hold on. Oh, wait. We have a few minutes, okay? So, let's just wrap it up, okay? Tungkol dito sa COVID-19. Okay, based on the DOH surveillance system, the new sublineage BA.212 was detected in a 50-year-old Finnish female who arrived from Finland April 2. She was not required to undergo routine isolation at the quarantine facility because the states hindi na talaga. Since she was fully vaccinated and arrived asymptomatic. The case then traveled to a university in Quezon City, then in Baguio City to conduct seminars. None? So anyway, the case then traveled to a university in Quezon City and then to Baguio to conduct seminars. 9 days after her arrival in the country, she experienced mild symptoms such as headache and sore throat. Sinabi to ng health department in sa statement. She then tested positive for SARS-CoV-2, reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction, RT-PCR. The next day, upon detection of this, she's confirmed already. Okay? These are confirmed cases. Okay? So that on that note, I'd like to end today because marami pang dapat usapan, kulang oras. Magpapatuloy po tayo bukas sa ating programming and I hope you can join me tomorrow for another meaningful and productive broadcast day. So thank you so much for watching. The people that are always supportive. Magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat. And at the end of the day, great hope and love po. Salamat. Magkita-kita tayo bukas.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Stream Cast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.